Okay, Clint. So what we were trying to get loaded up, once you go on the college dashboard and you finally get that open, this is what comes up. And this is just standard information that you don't really need to know. What you need to go into is further education pages. So if you drop down that, there's all sorts of stuff here that I need and other course managers need. And it's more for the end of the course and Pulse. But really what you need at first is this apps to enrolments. So if I click that, so once you've completed an interview and submitted the paperwork, the applications team will then process that. And basically then that gives us this picture. So it'll give us all the departments, how many applications, and how many enrolments. And at your stage, there'll only be applications and there'll be 0 enrolments, because that's the process I'm going to show you sort of now. So that's what we're looking at. So you can filter this down. So if we go curriculum area and select construction, and then once we've done that, we can then filter down by course, which is CNIC 26 for Building Heroes. Okay, so that tells you all the applications there, and then this offering code will only go in if they've enrolled. And once you've got the applications, 3 weeks before the course starts, you've got to start converting these to enrolments. So they will have had an email inviting them to enroll and click a link. And that's all they've got to do. Click the link, fill in the details, upload a photograph, and then they become a student. And that's so vital for the first day in college, because as Stephen didn't enroll, did he, until the Monday evening, the Tuesday evening. And that meant that he couldn't access the systems this week. So it just makes your life really, really difficult, because you'd be picking this up, and you've got enough going on your plate, as I have, to deal with people who just haven't followed the bloody process. But it's up to you to make sure that they follow the process. Okay, Darren and Stacey kept saying that he had enrolled. Darren said he hasn't enrolled. And then when we get here, we find out he hadn't. And he's a little bit of a wet lettuce. So that's what you're up against. So these are going to carry on to come. So what you will find is this course code may change, because if you that piece there, CNRC, and that piece there stays the same. But if you're when you're doing the interview and you put the course code down, put all that. But then if you put 02, that will be the second cohort. So that just gives you a better indication, and it won't lump them all together. You'll be able to keep your cohorts separate, and then, like I say, you'll see that they've applied, an offer's been made. Then you've got to convert them to an enrolment, and this is where you would see that information, and that's what you've got to keep going back to. Okay, so there's not really much on here that you need to know, because all the rest of it is just information. If you go in applications live, actually, that does give you an overview of your applications. So we've made 11 offers. That's the 10 that you've got, and Brian Hutchison, who's waiting for the second cohort. So you need to look at this, because you might see some here for invited for interview. So that might be the case, and then you've got to get them. So if you see you've got like 3 in there, that's when you go back to the previous video, when you open up the Teams application site, and that'll show you the 3 that are waiting for interview. Then once you've interviewed them and submitted, they then transfer to accepted, and that number will go up. So obviously, as we go through the year, this will rise. Hopefully it'll rise, obviously, 30 by Christmas. After Christmas, we may be moving back to normal provision, where we could be seeing significantly more. So hopefully we'll get closer to the 100 learners that we expect in an academic year. So that's that video. pretty straightforward stuff, really. You're only going in apps to enrolments and checking if they've converted to an enrolment, because you've got to get them over to that side.